The courtroom was silent in a way that felt heavy, the kind of silence that presses down on your chest and makes it hard to breathe. A single father stood alone at the defendant's table, his shoulders slightly hunched, his worn jacket holding onto memories of colder nights and harder years. Pinned carefully to that jacket were a few old military medals, dulled by time, scratched by life, but polished just enough to show they still mattered to him. What no one in that room knew yet was that within minutes, those medals would stop the entire courtroom, shatter assumptions, and change the course of more than one life forever. Before we go deeper into this emotional story, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet strength of people who keep going even when the world doubts them. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. The man's name was Daniel Mercer, a single father and a military veteran who had learned the hard way that service does not always come with gratitude. Years earlier, he had returned home from war with scars that could not be seen on the surface, scars that followed him into every job interview, every sleepless night, and every difficult conversation with his young daughter when she asked why life seemed so unfair to them. His wife had passed away from illness not long after his discharge, leaving him alone to raise their child while battling trauma, financial instability, and a system that seemed determined to forget him. Daniel was not in court that day for anything dramatic or criminal in the way movies portray. He was there because life had slowly cornered him. After losing his job due to repeated absences caused by untreated service-related injuries, he had fallen behind on rent. Eviction followed, and with eviction came a cascade of consequences that ended with him being accused of violating a housing agreement and misrepresenting his veteran status to receive temporary assistance. To Daniel, it felt like being punished not for doing wrong, but for being broken in ways he could not fix fast enough. As he stood there, he could feel eyes on him, judging him before he ever had the chance to explain. His hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from exhaustion. The medals on his chest were not meant to impress anyone. They were reminders, anchors to a past where his sacrifices had meaning, where he had been part of something bigger than his pain. He wore them not out of pride, but out of quiet defiance against a world that kept trying to erase who he was. The judge presiding over the case had already made up his mind, or so it seemed. Years on the bench had hardened him, and cases like Daniel's blurred together into a pattern he thought he understood well. In his eyes, the courtroom saw too many people claiming hardship, too many stories of service and sacrifice that, in his experience, often fell apart under scrutiny. When his gaze landed on Daniel's medals, there was no reverence there, only skepticism. The atmosphere shifted when the judge openly questioned the authenticity of the medals, dismissing them as props meant to gain sympathy. The words, though not spoken in cruelty, carried a sharp edge that cut deep. To Daniel, it felt like being stripped naked in public, his life reduced to a lie in front of strangers. Those medals represented years of danger, lost friends, nights spent wondering if he would ever see his family again. To hear them doubted was worse than any fine or sentence the court could impose. Daniel did not argue. He did not raise his voice or defend himself with dramatic gestures. He had learned long ago that shouting rarely changed minds. Instead, he stood there, eyes lowered, absorbing the humiliation the same way he had absorbed so many other blows in life. All he could think about was his daughter waiting for him at school, unaware that her future was being decided by people who did not know her father's story. Memories flooded his mind as the proceedings dragged on. He remembered the day he enlisted, young and full of purpose, believing that service would give his life direction. He remembered the heat, the chaos, the fear, and the brotherhood that came with deployment. He remembered carrying wounded comrades, writing letters home for those who could not, and promising dying friends that their sacrifices would not be forgotten. Those promises echoed painfully in his ears now, as his own sacrifices were dismissed so easily. The judge's tone grew colder as he spoke, questioning Daniel's credibility and hinting at consequences that could strip away the little stability he still had. It felt like the room itself was leaning against him, pushing him closer to the edge. Daniel's thoughts drifted to the nights he skipped meals so his daughter could eat, to the times he smiled through pain just to make her feel safe. He wondered how he would explain this to her if things went badly, how he would tell her that being honest and doing your best was sometimes not enough. Just when it seemed like the weight of judgment would finally crush him, something unexpected happened. The heavy courtroom doors at the back opened quietly, yet the presence that entered carried a gravity that immediately shifted the energy in the room. The sound of measured footsteps echoed against the floor, deliberate and confident, cutting through the tension like a blade. Heads turned instinctively. Conversations stopped. Even the judge paused mid-thought. A high-ranking general had entered the courtroom, his uniform immaculate, his posture commanding without being arrogant. The medals on his chest gleamed, not because they were polished better, but because they carried the weight of authority and respect. This was a man whose life had been shaped by service, leadership, and responsibility. His eyes scanned the room, taking everything in with quiet intensity. The general's presence was not dramatic in the loud sense, but it was undeniable. Years of command had taught him how to enter a space and own it without speaking a word. He had not come by accident. He had come because he had heard about the case, about a veteran being questioned, about medals being dismissed. And he had come because some things, once crossed, demanded to be addressed. As the general approached the front of the courtroom, the shift in power was palpable. The judge, who moments earlier had seemed so certain, now looked unsettled. The courtroom staff straightened. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. The general's gaze settled on Daniel, and for the first time that day, Daniel felt truly seen. Not as a defendant, not as a problem to be solved, but as a fellow soldier. In that look was recognition, understanding, and something close to respect. Daniel's throat tightened as emotion surged unexpectedly. He had not realized how badly he needed that acknowledgement until it was there. The general began to lay out facts with calm authority, explaining Daniel's service record in detail. He spoke of missions that were never meant for public consumption, of commendations that were intentionally understated for security reasons. He explained how some medals were issued in ways unfamiliar to civilians, how records could be incomplete, and how sacrifice did not always come wrapped in neat paperwork. As the general continued, the courtroom transformed from a place of judgment into a place of reckoning. The skepticism that had filled the air began to crumble, replaced by an uncomfortable awareness that a grave mistake had been made. The judge listened now, no longer interrupting, no longer dismissive. Each word from the general carried the weight of truth, backed by decades of experience and unquestionable credibility. Daniel stood silently as his life was reframed in front of everyone. The general spoke not just of Daniel's medals, but of his character, his service, and the unseen costs of war. He spoke of the burden veterans carry long after the uniforms are folded away, of the battles fought at home with little support or understanding. He spoke of single parents who carry that burden while trying to raise children in a world that rarely slows down for pain. The judge's expression shifted from doubt to discomfort, then to something resembling regret. The realization that he had publicly questioned the integrity of a decorated veteran weighed heavily on him. Authority, once wielded carelessly, now felt fragile in the face of undeniable truth. The general did not raise his voice or demand apologies. He did not need to. His calm insistence on respect did more than anger ever could. He made it clear that while the law must be upheld, it must also be applied with humanity, especially when dealing with those who had already given more than most. As the case was re-evaluated, the narrative completely changed. The accusations against Daniel began to unravel under proper scrutiny. Context was added where there had been none. Compassion entered where judgment had dominated. The system, flawed as it was, began to correct itself, at least in this small but meaningful way. Daniel felt a weight lifting that he had carried for years. It was not just the relief of a favorable outcome, but the validation of his truth. For the first time since returning from war, someone with real power had stood up for him, not out of pity, but out of respect. When the proceedings concluded, the courtroom no longer felt like an enemy territory. It felt like a place where justice, though delayed, had finally shown up. The judge addressed Daniel with a tone far different from before, acknowledging the error and adjusting the ruling accordingly. The consequences Daniel had feared were replaced with support measures, referrals to veteran assistance programs, and a recognition of his service that should have been there from the start. As Daniel left the courtroom, the general stopped briefly beside him. There were no grand speeches, no public gestures. Just a firm handshake and a look that said more than words ever could. In that moment, Daniel felt something he had not felt in a long time, pride without pain. Outside, Sunlight broke through the clouds, warming Daniel's face as if the world itself was offering a quiet apology. He took a deep breath, feeling lighter, stronger, and more hopeful than he had in years. His thoughts turned to his daughter, to how he would tell her that sometimes, even when things seem hopeless, truth has a way of finding its voice. This experience did not erase Daniel's struggles overnight. He still had healing to do, still had challenges ahead. But now, he had support, recognition, and a renewed belief that his life was not defined by loss or judgment. He was a father, a veteran, and a man who had endured more than most and kept going anyway. Stories like Daniel's remind us that behind every case file, every label, every assumption, there is a human being with a story worth hearing. They remind us that respect should not have to be demanded, especially from those who have already paid a heavy price. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel something real, please take a moment to like, share, and engage with this video. Your support helps ensure that stories of resilience, dignity, and quiet courage continue to be told.